Swagatam. Ramo Rajamanis Sada Vijayate Ramam Ramesham Bhaje Ramena Vijata Nishacharachamu Ramaya Tasmai Namaha Raman Nasti Parayanam Padataram Ramasya Dasosmyaham Rame Chittalaya Sada Bhautame Bhorama Mamudhara Rama Rameti Rameti Rame Rame Manorame Sahasranama Dattulyam Ramanama Varanane Sri Ramanama Varanana Ondamayiti. Before going ahead, this is class number 79. It's the June 26, 2010, the 2:30 to 4 o'clock Vyakaranam Shiksha. Okay, Atha Maheshwar Sutrani, Ayyan, Rilruk, Ayong, Ayauch, Hayavarat, Lan, Nyamanga, Nanam, Jabain, Garadash, Jabagaradash, Kapha cha 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 tav kapai shashasar hal iti Maheshwar Sutrani. Okay, so thinking we'll continue with the Subandha Prakriya and roughly following the Siddhanta Kaumudi order. Last time we have done the Rama Shabda and also the Sarvanama Shabda, the Sarva and also Yat and Tat. I think we completed last time. I hope you are practicing some of that on the Gita. Or elsewhere also. The very common words that we are doing. So there will be a lot of tons of examples that you will have to practice. So, and as I said, you might know Ramaha, Ramo, Ramaha, which is good to know the final answer also. Also good to practice whatever rules you can practice. Now we are getting to, if you look at the number of rules that we have learned, it's getting to about 80, more than 80 rules. Even if these you know really well, that's a good base to build on afterwards. So now you'll get to inflection point where you say that, you know, now you feel comfortable with Panini. It may happen after 1 year, after 2 years, even sometimes 5 years, 3 years, but maybe I would say maybe 2 to 3 years. And then after that, you can learn on your own. So my hope is that to get you to a point you feel comfortable learning on your own and also hopefully teaching others. Okay, so what today I'm thinking of doing, planning to do is that Sankalpitam Maya is the Harishabda and Guru Shabda. Because as I said to you in Siddhanta Kaumudi, Bhattoji follows the order of Maheshwar Sutrani. So first it is the Ayyan, so Akaranta Shabda, then we have to skip the Akaranta Shabda because that's not very common in the masculine. And then of course comes the Ikaranta. And the Rasva Ikaranta and Ukaranta Shabda, they have the same Prakriya. So Hari and Guru, we get the same rules. So that's why that's the good news. So if you know one, you know the other. And even though one is ending in E and one is ending in U, the rule that we will see is that they will have similar rules. Okay, so let us start with that. And if you have some time, we can do some practice at the end. So let us start. So the first thing, let us take Harishabda, and because respecting the order of the Maheshwar Sutrani, so we'll get. We take the Pratipadikam Hari plus add the Pratyaya Su, and just to refresh your memory, what we are using is we are using 412, 412. Su out, just, some out, chas, and that long sutram, which starts right after Nya Pratipadikat. So this is a Nitya Karyam. So the moment you have a Pratipadikam, it has to be declined. It cannot be used without being declined. So that's the main difference between Hindi or some other languages, local languages, and Sanskritam is that you cannot use these parts like Ram or Hari without declining it. And for the beginner, this is very difficult to understand. You know, why do we need Ramena or Harina or Harau? Why we not just say Hari? Because that just makes the language very powerful. Particularly in poetry, you can mix up these terms and you know exactly what the role of each term is in the sentence, which you could not do like in English if you only have prepositions. Okay, so what we're using is 412 and Anuvatti of Nya Pratipadikat, Su of just Samot, Chastabhyam, this, etc. So now here there's no new rule that we need besides the one that we already know. This is the good thing about doing things the Paninian way, is that you only have to learn few new rules. For example, today we have only 7 new rules we have to learn. 7 new rules. Once you know that, then you build on what you learned with Harishabda, and then for the rest of your life, you know how to decline Hari or Guru Vachabda. You can do that. So right in this case, you don't know anything new. You just follow the old rules. So who wants to do this for me? Let's see who wants to do it. Let's see. Prasanna, are you there?
Yes, Satishji.
Okay, you can finish this one for me. It's very easy. So Hari plus Su. What's the next sutram that you want to use here? So,
yes, and next we have to take out all the it letters, which is Ukara, Upadeshe, Anunasika it.
Upadeshe
Anunasika it, yes.
So let's do that one. Yeah. And even the sutram is very simple. Doesn't matter. Learn it the Paninian way. It's one extra rule that you know. So even simple rules add to your knowledge and to your confidence. Vishwasa vardhate.
And it becomes Haris.
What number would that be? Would you might know that?
132. That taking out the it letters.
And this has to be the first sutram of that section from 132 to 138. Why?
Why?
Because the word it is coming in this sutram.
Oh, okay.
Because the anuvritti of it has to go down.
Yes.
So if that is the case, then this must be the first one. Upadesha Janunasika it. Next one will be Halantyam and so on.
Tasyalobhaya.
So Tasyalobhaya is afterward, last one.
Last one.
So okay, so we got this one, Upadesha. And Upadesha means Adi Ucharanam, a technical term, like Pratyas, Agamas, Adeshas, all these are Upadesha. Okay, then what's the next step now?
Next is it becomes Haris and Sasajushoruhu.
Sasajushoru. So now we finish the Sapa Sapta Adhyay Karyam. Always keep the distinction in your mind. When you have finished this Sapadi Sapta Adhyay routine has been finished now. Now we are going, so the output of that routine is fed into the next routine, Tripadi routine. So they are two separate computer programs. Once in a while they interact under some special circumstances. As a general rule, one is done and the output goes to the next program. So now we finished the first, there's no more rule to apply in the first 7.1 chapters. So now we are going to 8 to 66, as Prasanna said, Sasajushoru. What is the condition for that, Prasanna? Sasajushoru.
That at the Sakara end of the Pada
should be a Padanta Sakara. And what rule do we use to say this is a Padanta Sakara?
Suptingantam Padam.
Suptingantam Padam. Suptingantam Padam. Suptingantam Padam, actually if you want we can mention that also. That is a Sanya Sutram. Where would that be? Suptingantam Padam.
1-4-14, Satishi.
1-4-14. Very good. 1-4-14. You looks like you're doing very well. You should start teaching somebody these things. What have you learned? I'm hoping people of this class, at least the Sandhi rules, if you can teach somebody, it'll be nice. And if you make mistakes, doesn't matter. I've made the most number of mistakes, so don't worry. So it is okay. Actually, as I mentioned in the last class, almost nobody in this language is exempt from, what they call akshepa, objection, including Siddhanta Kaumadi, including Panini himself, including Katyayana, including Nagesha Bhatta, all Tattvabodhinikara, all of these great scholars, even they have been, kind of have some objections to them also. Okay, that's the beauty of the language. In a way, you might say it's very frustrating because you can never be sure. But the good thing is that it's always a challenging thing. So it's a challenge for everybody, not only for us. So it's okay to make mistakes. Suptingantam Padam is correct. So we use Sanya from 1-4-14, Suptingantam Padam. And then, of course, 8 to 66, Sasajushoruhu. And then what's the last step?
Karavasanayo Visarjaniya.
Even before that, we have to do the Upadesha Janunasika.
Okay, again, yes.
And then Karavasanayor Visarjaniya.
Karavasanayor Visarjaniya, yes. 8-3-15, yeah.
8-3-15, and then, of course, we still have to use the, we can again use 1-3-2 and 8-3-15. 8-3-15. Okay, now let's the next one also can you do for me, Prasanna? Should be also easy.
Sure.
Easy means we don't need any new rules for that, So let's see which ones we can use. So Hari plus Au.
Au.
Okay, and that again is same rule 4-1-2. We are doing Hari plus Au. All right. So now what is what sutram would be praptam here? Because I can say I can use ikoyanachi. But that will be overruled by what?
Ikoyanachi overruled by...
What rule would you think will overrule ikoyanachi? Ikoyanachi is is, Yarnadesha Praptaha. Prapta means is applicable. Prapta means what? That all the conditions for it are satisfied. It says Samhitayam. We are within the Padam, Samhita Nityam. And we do have an ik letter followed by an ach letter in place of ik, and ach could be applied by 6177. But then what other rule could you think of, Sandha? It's okay, we can pass. We'll just try somebody else. Anybody else in the class? What are the rules that we learned in Harishabda, which got overruled over there, but here we need that one. Which one is that?
Pratamayo Purva Savarna.
Very good. Pratamayo Purva Savarna. Pratamayo Purva Savarna. So here is the Pratama, this is the Pratama and Dvitiya Yoho. So when you look at what number is that roughly?
Pratamayo 61102.
Okay. Let's look at the vritti of that rule, 61102. Good. And that is a later rule than the Kuvarnachi rule.
Right.
So if
I was thinking Ramashabda did not apply there. Vruddrechi came out, right? So I was not sure.
What stopped the Pratama Purva Savarna?
Nadichi stopped.
Nadichi. That's only art. This is so Nadichi will not work here.
Okay.
Because this is not a avarnanta pratipadikam.
Right.
This is ivarnanta pratipadikam. So let's look at the vritti of Pratamayoha Purva Savarnaha. Let's see. Pratamayoha Purva Savarnaha will be here. 61. These numbers are off in this document, but the vrittis are fine, but the numbers are off. So I think, as you said, the Pratamayoha Purva Savarnaha is actually 61102. Okay, Aka iti dirgha iti vartate. So if you have ak, so if it has to be an akanta pratipadikam, and then so the vritti is actually here. Pratamayan Dvitiyan Vibhaktau achi pare, which is okay because we have au following. Akaha, so preceding should be ak. Pura parayoho sthane Purva Savarna Dirgha Ekadesha Bhavati. This is what you want to memorize. If you want to memorize, you can memorize either this one, or at least keep it ready for reference, or you can memorize this thing from here to here. So this is the one that you want to always look. And Sanskritam is not that difficult to follow. There's some technical terms in here, but otherwise, they can be pretty easy. And one more thing is that this is absolutely Shuddham. Shuddham is this. Like Kashika, Siddhanta Kaumadi or Mahabhashyam or Tattvabodhini or all these, they follow Panini 100%. Even if you take Bhagavad Gita, there will be some violations of Panini here and there. But in these Vyakarana Granthas, they will follow Panini. Even Panini himself doesn't follow his own rules for whatever reasons that he may have, because it's what they call a meta language. But in these commentaries, you really have no exceptions to Panini rules, which is very good. Even Kalidasa, even of course Valmiki, they all will violate Panini in some way or the other, once in a while. Okay, anyway, so Akka iti dirgha iti vartate. So if you have an ak preceding, and then if you have a ajaji pratyaya, which is either a prathama dvitiya, then pura parayoho, there is a ekadesha or the pura savarna. So we get Hari. And the rule which we used in the Harishabda, which stopped this operation there, was the Nadichi. Nadichi. And that was because it was a avarnanta pratipadikam. So let's go there quickly for 1 second. So we got the right form, but now what's happening is that this one, there are really two important rules which are in Apavada for the Pratamayoha Purva Savarnaha. One is Nadichi and Dirgha Jasicha. So Nadichi, Dirgha Jasicha. So these two should also remember, along with Pratamayoha Purva Savarnaha, remember these two. These will stop, this 61104, 105 will stop 61102. One which you saw in the Harishabda, Nadichi. So Ad means if you have avarnanta pratipadikam, and if you have ijaji pratyaya. That's one case. And Dirgha Jasicha, which we have not used that rule so far, but we'll see it soon now. So if you have a Dirgha anta pratipadikam, Dirgha means only ach only it has to be, and then it can be either ichi or jasi. In that case also, the Pratamayoha Purva Savarna will be stopped. In our case, we don't have Dirgha anta pratipadikam, and we don't have the avarnanta pratipadikam. So neither the 61105, not 61104, could stop 61102. 61102 holds the day, so we get Hari. Okay, thank you, Prasanna. So now next rule we are having today is for the next one, what we have, so this is the Dvitiya, Prathama Dvivachanam is Hari, and Prathama Bahuvachanam, when we do Hari plus Jas, and now we can get the it letters. Okay, Vasudha has a question. Yes, Vasudha.
Namaste, Satishji.
Chatam.
Hari plus Jas. So,
Okay.
Pradhamam that.
So it's
Chutu. Yeah, Chutu. From Chutu.
Chutu.
Chutu. Dirgham.
Chutu is because the Pratyadi cha varga ta varga.
Adihi. Pratyaha Adi.
So the Jakara is Pratyadi. So that number is what Chutu I think is 137.
137 or 136. I didn't remember. 13.
Let's check it out. I think it might be 137. 137 is Chutu, yeah. Chutu. And then what about the Sakaras and It, Halantyam? Yes?
No. Navibhaktau tu smaha.
Very good. Navibhaktau tu smaha. So that Navibhaktau tu smaha, because this thing and this sub, because Vibhaktishcha sutram, that this is a Vibhakti Pratyaha. So Navibhaktau tu smaha. So Tavarga, Sakara, Makara, iti etesham itsanya na bhavati. So we don't have itsanya for that. So only it letter is the Adi Jakaraha by Chutu. So we get now
Hari plus As.
Hari plus Us. I'll put the numbers here.
Eco energy?
Eco energy iti yana adesha praptaha. But then we have a new rule today.
Okay.
Yes, the eco energy could have been used. How about Prathamayo Purva Savarna? Could that be used also?
That can be used. Prathamayoho Purva Savarna.
That also could have been used. But then following both of that, we have a new sutram today, which says it is the first rule for today, Jasicha, 73109, and what it says is Jasi Parataha Rasvantasyangasya Guno Bhavati. Angasya Guno Bhavati Jasi Parataha. And this is a later rule in the Ashtadhyayi also, it's 73109. Now why do we not use this rule in Ramashabda?
Rama plus As.
We have Rama plus Jas.
Rama plus As. It can't be Guna. We can't get Guna for Guna. Akara is A only.
So tatra rupa bheda nasti. There will be no difference in the form. Because Akara and Guna will because of Adeng Gunaha. The Guna of A is A only. So in that case, we would not have made any difference to apply Jasicha over there. But this case makes a difference now. Because Jasi Parataha Rasvandasyangasya Guno Bhavati. Always check all the conditions. These are fairly simple sutras, but still you can double check. Rasvantasyangasya. Do we have that? We have that. Hari is Rasva Ikaranta. And the just Pratya, of course, we have. So Guna Adesha, Adeng Gunaha, because of the Sthaniyantara Tamaha, the closest substitute is going to be between
Ekara.
Between the Ekaraha. So in place of E, we get Ekaraha. So because of the okay. So
Hare plus As. So
okay.
Yechoyavaha.
Yechoyava. How about the Eng of Padanta Dati? Can that happen?
Eng Padanta Dati. Okay, Eng Padanta. Eng Padanta. It's not Padanta. It's a Padanta.
It's not Padanta because Suptingantam Padam ends over here. So you cannot use the Eng. We have Eng. We have Ati. But we don't have Padanta. We could not use Eng of Padanta Dati. So then the only thing we can use is the as Vasudha said, was Echo Yava Yavaha. So become the Ayyadesha. So now we get Harai.
Harai plus As.
Harai plus As. And then that's so Echo Yava is 6. Right after Echo Anachi is Echo Yava. So 6178. And then the usual Sasajusho, Ruhu and Karavasana, Yor Visarjaniyaha. So at this point we end the Sapasapta Jaya Karyam, go to Tripadi, and then we get Harayaha. And of course this has many examples in Gita. I think also 10th adhyaya. Munaya sarve chatvaro manavastatha. So Munaya. I think let's see which example they given the here. Given the okay, very first look of Gita. How about that?
First
Dharmakshetre,
sloka.
Kurukshetre,
Mamakaha Kurukshetre Mamakaha Pandavaha
Yutsavaha.
Yuyutsavaha.
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 Plus just same thing.
It's like a Guru Sabdavat, huh?
Guru
Guru
Shabda.
Sabdavat.
Guru Shabda.
Okay.
This is idam visheshanam. This is a visheshanam. It's qualifying Matputraha and Pandavaha. So in this case, it is going to become Pullingam. So it is a visheshanam. We can qualify. It could have been feminine also, but in this case, by the context, it's masculine. It becomes Guruvat. And then, as I said, the rules are same for Guru and Harishabda. Because Rasvantangam we have Jasi Pare Guna Adesha. So same thing. And also we can look at, I think, the Gita. There are many examples in Gita of this. I think we can let us look at the. I think it comes also in the 10th adhyaya. Let's see. It might. I could be wrong, but Madbhava Manasa Jata Yesham Loke Mas Pragaha Yetam Vibhutim Yogamisha Param Brahma Param Dhama Teshamevanakam Partham Machitta Madgata Prana Matastagam Matva Tam Vibhuti. Yeah, Maharsha, how about this one? Maharsha Saptapurve Chatvaro Manavastatha. So Maharshi became Maharshaya, like Harayaha.
Maharshi Ikara Sabdam.
Ikara Harivat and Manavastatha. So Manu, Chatvaro Manaha. So Manavaha became like Manu, became like Guravaha. So same thing, Jasicha Sutram. Jasicha is the Sutram for that. Okay, thank you. So that is that one. Now the next one is when you get, so this is the Pratama Bahuvachanam. Pratama Bahuvachanam is what we just derived. And the Sutram was Jasicha. Now, in the Dvitiya, first let's do the Sambodhanam. So let's take that. So when we add the same pratyaya su, Sambodhanam is only a special case in the Ekavachanam or the Pratama Ekavachanam. Takes a special form. It's called the Ekavachanam Sambuddhi. So Hari plus Su when we have. Now at this point, in Ramashabda, what did we use? Ingrasvat Sambuddhe. That's what we have used in Ramashabda. So that also might be coming over here. But we need another rule that we need to do the guna for the, because we all know, right? Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. So that Hare is the Ekvachanam Sambuddhi of Hari Pratipadikam. So what we have to do is that first we have to make the gunaha of Hari, make it Hare. And the sutram is Rasvasya Gunaha. Rasvasya Gunaha is a sutram. It comes in 7.3. Sambuddhau iti vartate. So that's what we have to use. Then after that we can use the 6169. 6169 could have been used. Rasvasya Gunaha. Now the question comes here, the 6169 which we are doing to do the lopa of the Sambuddhi Pratyaya, that says Eng Rasvat Sambuddhehe. So now why not use that first over here? Anybody in the class? Because Eng Rasvat Sambuddhehe said if you have a Rasvanta Pratipadikam, following that, if you have the Sambuddhi Pratyaya, then that takes lopa. The other one is saying Rasvasya Gunaha. If you have the Sambuddhi Pratyaya Pare and Rasvanta Sangyasya Gunaha Adesha Bhavati. Now, Guna Adesha Bhavati. Now, why are we using that Rasvasya Gunaha before using the 6169? Let's see if Ravi has an answer for that. I think he should know for that. Yes, Ravi.
Satishji, is it because of Vipratishedhe Param Karyam?
Param Karyam, but can we do any better than that? What are the 4 steps that we have to go through when you have Vipratishedha? That's what I'm trying to get to. Remember the very first class that we did That's what I did in the first class itself, because when two rules come in the Sapara Saptadhyayi, and both are applicable, and then okay, one thing Radha is saying is apavadaha. This will not be an apavadaha. Apavada means it has to be a subdomain. It has to be a subdomain of the other. What is one rule saying? Eng rasva sambuddhe. So it applies to enganta pradipadikam, also rasvanta pradipadikam. The other says only rasvasya gunaha. So rasvanta sangyasya guna bhavati sambuddha parataha, right? And so can we consider an apavada for this? What do you think?
It's not an apavada, Satish.
It's not apavada. Why not?
Because the first sutra is very generic, while this only applies to rasvanta angas. So
rasvanta angas sambuddha, right?
Yes.
And the other one is eng rasva sambuddhe is eng anta atva rasvanta sambuddha. So the eng anta rasvanta has a bigger domain, doesn't it?
Yes.
And so the domain of the domain of rasvasya gunaha, it should be contained inside the domain of eng rasva sambuddhe. What do you think, Karthik?
But they act on different sthanis. One acts on the ikara and the other acts on the su. So I don't think they are in conflict.
Yes, okay. So do we have a pratisheda or not? That's my question.
I think it is probably nitya.
Nitya will help you. Yes, that's a good thing. Just try that, because if you apply the, let's say you do the eng rasva sambuddhe, the su will go away. Only lopaha, but pratyaya lope pratyaya lakshanam. You could still do the rasvasya gunaha. Right? But now if you do the rasvasya gunaha first, make it hare, and then you can apply eng rasva sambuddhe for a different reason now. It's very subtle. You apply for a different reason, because now you have enganta pradipadikam, not rasvanta pradipadikam. So nitya will definitely help us. Because if once you apply the eng rasva sambuddhe, you can still do rasvasya gunaha, because there's nothing stopping that. Because even though the su has taken lopaha, you can still have pratyaya lope pratyaya lakshanam, and you can still do guna of hari become hare, but not vice versa. If you do the rasvasya gunaha, then the rasvanta angam is lost. So you cannot do eng rasva sambuddhe for that reason. You'll apply it now for it because enganta pradipadikam you'll apply it because of that. So is that satisfactory, Ravi?
Yes, Satish.
Okay. So let's go with that. So so the sutra that we want to use is yes, yeah, Radha, we're going to apply 6169. There's a question here. Even after we apply the rasvasya gunaha, but for a different reason, because now it's an enganta pradipadikam, it's not rasvanta pradipadikam. So that is the sequence of events. So let's do the rasvasya gunaha sambuddhau. So it becomes again the same thing. Adeng gunaha sthanyantaratamaha. So we get the closest substitute. We make it hare plus su. So this was we did rasvasya gunaha, which is 7 3. I think it's 109 73 108. I'm sorry, 73108. And now we can do the eng rasva sambuddhe. So we get lopasyat. The sambuddhi pratyaya will take lopaha, become hare. So this second rule was we saw it in Rama Shabda, but there we did it directly without doing any other things. When you had Rama plus su in Sambodhane, we did eng rasva sambuddhe. So okay, so now we got the form hare. So this is the second new rule for today. First rule we saw was jasicha gunaha. Then rasvasya gunaha, we did sambuddhau. Second new rule. Same thing in guru. So when you see guru, we see guru plus su sambuddhau, and then we do rasvasya gunaha eng rasva sambuddhe. Now Gita example for you. What do we have? Okay, prabhu becomes prabho. Manyasi yadita chakram maya drashtumiti prabho yogeshwara tato metam darshayatmanam avyayam. If you think I can see the Vishwarupam, then show it to me. So, hey Prabhu, oh Lord. So Prabhu plus su. Now ekavachanam sambuddhi, that's the sutra that we need, because rasvasya guna can only use sambuddhau. And so Prabhu becomes Prabhu by guna adesha, adeng guna sthanyantratamah, and then engasva sambuddhe sambuddhi pratyaya takes lopaha. So we got prabho by 6169. Okay, now comes the new sanya which we need, because before we go there, let's finish the next two forms. They'll be easy because no new rules to do there. When we do the dvitiya dvivachanam, the dvitiya dvivachanam and prathama dvivachanam are always the same, except for this one small detail, is that sometimes the dvitiya dvivachanam might have an alternative form. So otherwise there will be at least one form which is exactly the same as the prathama dvivachanam. For example, hari will be same as hari, but in sometimes there are some special shabdas like where you have a alternative form, particularly in the sarvanama shabdas when we have some alternative forms, but otherwise there will be at least one form which is exactly the same. You might think, because Panini says su out just out. So is that takara visheshanartham? You might suspect that maybe there's a different form, because why does Panini say au for the prathama and out for the dhitiya? Maybe he's trying to distinguish between those two to give a different thing. But that takara is also really used for forming the pratyahara sut. The pratyahara sut has to be formed su or just out. So that is the takarasya prayojanam. Is pratyahara karanartham. That's what that is, what the takara is there for. So they will go to the same rules, hari plus au, do with the prathamayoho purva savaranaha and make it hari. So the dvitiya dvivachanam will have the same form as prathama dvivachanam. Now comes the dvitiya bahuvachanam. Same rules as in Rama Shabda. So we'll just go to that. So we had hari plus shas. Hari plus shas. Now you also will get who wants to do this for me now? Let's Vasu try. Vasu is quiet or fun. We have to give him some Panini confidence. Yes, Vasu. Try this one.
First I have to remove the it by Lashakvatadite.
Lashakvatadite, very good. Lashakvatadite 138, the pratyadi tal vishakara itsyat patadite. Taditas only start from what? From 4176. This we are using 412. So taditas go from 4176 to end of the 5th chapter. We are not, the shas pratyaya is, by the way, there is a shas pratyaya there also in taditas. You'll be careful. Because there is a tadita like, shatashaha, sahasrashaha comes in Gita. There's also pratyaya shas is there. But that's not this shas. This shas we're using in 412. So this is, for this one we can use the shakvatadite. And again the same thing, right? The sakara is not an it. By what sutram? Sakara is not an it. By? Na vibhaktau tusmaha.
Now with vibhaktau tusmaha.
You repeat it every time you can repeat them. So you can remember these. Na vibhaktau tusmaha. So this is a vibhakti pratyaya, vibhaktischa sutram. So all these subs and things, they are considered vibhakti pratyayas. So lashakvatadite, na vibhaktau tusmaha. So we have anubandha lope as. Okay, now what do we do in Rama Shabda? You remember, Vasu, what we did over there? Because Iku and Achi wants to come over here.
Yeah.
Okay, which we don't want. Now what rule did we use in the Dvitiya? What do we use in the Dvivachanam? Same rule we can use over here also, right? Prathamayoha purva savarnaha.
Yeah.
Prathamayoha purva savarnaha. Because you have an ak antam pratipadikam followed by the ajaji pratyaya, which is of the Dvitiya vibhakti, so prathama Dvitiya. Then the ekadesha purva parayoho is the savarna dirgha of that ak. So it becomes hari, the sakara is still there. So between this e of hari and the of this ak of hari and the ak of us, we get the ekadesha, which is the savarna dirgha of the ak. So we'll get
hari
and then sa. Okay, so that we have used prathamayoha purva savarnaha. And that one is, we just saw that is around 61102. Okay, and what's next?
Sasajushoruhu has to.
No, not that yet, not that. That would become, if this sakara survived, the sapa sapjada, we will have to go there. Okay, anybody in the class, what's the next rule? What's the next rule? Okay, Prasanna has the rule. Okay, hold on for a second. Let's give her a chance. Yes, Prasanna.
Yes, Satish, is tasmascha sunnah pumsi.
Tasmat chaso naf pumsi, tasmat chasa. So tasmat purva savarna dirghad uttarasya, shasaha avayavasya sakarasya, pumsi, nakara adeshu.
Nakara.
We are in pumsi right now. And after you do the prathama purva savarnaha, that the sakara of shas, that takes a nakara adesha. Tasmat chaso naf pumsi, tasmat chaso naf pumsi. This is the trademark of the Dvitiya Bahuvachanam in Pullinga. Because you get Raman, Harin, Gurun, Pitrun, all of these are because Tasmat Chason of Pumsi. Okay, thank you. So, and then once we get the Nakara, Tasmat Chason of Pumsi. Okay, so that's the next rule, which is 61103. We get the form Harin. Okay. Okay. Now, why can we not do the Nulapa Pradipadhikantasya? Nulapa Pradipadhikantasya. Why can we not do that? What do you think, Ravi?
Satish, if we do that, then this Tasmat Chasona Pumsi becomes Asiddha.
Well, you can still argue, but there's another reason for that. See, when you want to apply any sutram, check all the conditions for that. What are the conditions for Nulapa Pradipadhikantasya? What are the requirements for that statement to apply? Should be a nakara. Should be end of a padanta nakara. Should be a pratipadika nakara, which this is not.
Oh.
Because the sakara of shas became no. This was not in the pratipadikam hari.
Yes.
So you cannot apply 827 because the nulapa pratipadikanta. This is not pratipadikanta. This is the padanta nakara, all right, but not pratipadika nakara.
It belongs to the pratyaya.
So pratyaya sakara became nakara.
Okay.
It's not pratipadika nakara. Or just anyway, just out of the blue, I was just checking. So, okay. Yes, Karthik has a question. Yes, Karthik.
Will it drop if it is a agama nakara?
Yes, agama, yad agama tad guni bhavati.
Okay.
Agama becomes part and parcel to where it's going.
Okay.
It's not indistinct, it's become indistinguishable from that.
Okay.
So agama will work. If agama came to the, like in Rajan Shabdaha.
Rajan.
No, bad example, sorry. In Rajan, we already have Rajan is already.
Nakara is there.
But, sometimes an agama might come, and then, that might, will become that.
Drop.
So that will still work, but not for the pratyaya sakara.
Okay.
Okay, so that is one. So Harin is the final form, and then let's see. Now let's do the Titiya Ekvachanam, and that's we're going to need a new sutram over there. Let's start it up. Let's see. Hari pratyaya is sta. Hari plus sta. Okay. Hari plus sta. Now here we will do the, if we remove the it letters, we will become chutu, only a will remain. But one thing I has mentioned to you before removing the it letters, please check to see if the entire pratyaya ta is being replaced by something. If that is the case, you don't remove the it letters anymore. Because if the entire ta is going to go away, the entire package is going to go away, you don't have to unwrap the package as yet. If you're going to swap the package for something else, then no point unwrapping the package, because you may have to wrap it back again before you turn. So what is coming up here? Of course, in this case, you would have thought again of Iko and Achi coming in, but there's a special rule which is the next rule, the third rule for today. We need to define a sanya first, and then use the sanya to define the vidhi. The sanya is shesho ghi asakhi. Shesho ghi asakhi. Shesha, so remaining, the remaining terms. Remaining of what we'll see in a second, they get the sanya ghi, and should be not, but this doesn't apply for the word sakhi, not for the word sakhi. So that itself tells you that the word sakhi will be a special word in the language, that the sakhi will be exempt from this ghi sanya. Now what is shesha in this rule? Let's see what the vritti says. Anadi sanyau, rasvau, ya vidutau. So the yau idutau it is, yau idutau. Tadantam sakhi varjam ghi sanyam. So what it says is that rasvau yau idutau. So if you have a term ending in short e or u, which we do have right now because we have Harishabda or Guru Shabda. Tadantam, so it's ending in short e or u. Then Sakhi Varjam, not the, we don't have the word Sakhi right now, Sakhi Varjam. That gets a Sanya Ji, but it has to be a Nadi Sanya. But if it has a Nadi Sanya, then no, then they will not get the Gi Sanya at the same time. Now, what is Nadi Sanya? We have not learned that over as yet. We have not learned the Nadi Sanya. Let's visit this section for the 1 second. So look at 147. Let's see how the sutras Panini puts the order of them. First he says, Yu Striyakhyau Nadi. So Nadi Sanya generally comes for these Padipatikams ending in long E or U in the feminine. Ending in long E, U in feminine, we'll get the Nadi Sanya. But then he has another one, he says, down here on 1.4, Niti Rasvascha. When a Nit Pratyaya follows, then even a Rasva, Ikaranta, Rukaranta, Padipadikam will get the, in the feminines, like we say Mati Shabda, for example. So Mati Shabda will not have a Nadi Sanya everywhere. We'll get the Ni Sanya only Niti. Which are the Ni Pratyayas is the Chaturthi, Panchami, Shashti, Saptami, Ekavachanam. The Nye, Nyasi, Nyas, and Ni. So now you know why Panini has put the Ng as an It for those 4 Pratyayas. The Chaturthi, Panchami, Shashti, Saptami. Because he wants to, the Vyakaranam, he wants to make them together. He wants to treat them as a group in certain circumstances. So this is one of them. It says, because Niti Rasvascha. So if you have, so the vritti of that sutram, if you don't need right now, you don't need it right now is that because these are only for the, in the feminine forms. We're not talking about feminine form right now. The reason I'm just going through this a little bit because this, we want to use the Gi Sanya. And the Gi Sanya says Sheshaha. And Sheshaha means when it doesn't have Nadi Sanya. So we want to make sure we don't have Nadi Sanya over here. So Nadi Sanya comes when you have a long EU ending Pratipadikam in the feminine, which clearly we don't have. But even if it's short EU ending, even that gets a Nadi Sanya in the Strilinga, but optionally, because Anuvritti of Y comes from 145. So if you have word like Mati or Dhenu, which are short EU ending in the feminine, they will get the Nadi Sanya optionally only Niti Pratyaya Pare. So only in the Chaturthi, Panchami, Shashti, Saptami, Ekavachanam. Only in those 4 places. And when they get the Nadi Sanya there, then they will not have the Gi Sanya in that case. So we don't need any of this right now because we are not talking about feminine Pratipadikams. So Nadi Sanya only comes in the feminine. It doesn't come in the masculine neutral at all. Even in the feminine, it generally comes only when you have a long EU ending. It comes in the short EU ending only in those 4 places, the Chaturthi, Panchami, Shashti, Saptami, Ekavachanam, and optionally that too. So only in those 4 cases, when that optional Nadi Sanya comes for the feminine, then the Gi Sanya will not be there for those feminine short EU endings. So I just went to, we'll see this in more detail when we do the Nadi Shabda, when we do Mati Shabda, we'll come back to this. Because the Sheshaha is what we have to deal with right now. And Sheshaha means in the Nadi Sanya Bhava Pakshe. When you don't have Nadi Sanya, then only we can have the Gi Sanya. Nadi Sanya only comes in the feminine. I think let's keep it as simple rather for time being. We'll see the details afterwards because right now we are not doing feminine Pratipadikams. So don't worry about it because Nadi does not come in the neuter or in the masculine at all. There's no situation. Only comes in the feminine. So we don't have this, Hari will not have Nadi Sanya anywhere or Guru will not have Nadi Sanya anywhere. So therefore, but it is short EU ending Pratipadikam, short E. So Nadi Sanya is satisfied. The Nadi only in the Strilinga. So we don't have to worry about this right now. Raso Yau Idutau. So short Id means short E and short U. Tadantam Sakhi Varjam. We don't have the Sakhi Pratipadikam. Gi Sanyam Bhavati. So Gi is a Panini derived, most likely this is a Panini devised Sanya. See, Panini doesn't waste any letters. So he only gives short Sanya, only gives like Gi, Gu, Ti, all like that. But the big Sanya like Apne Padam, Parasmay Padam, all that are, Sarvanama Sthanam, all that are coming from the Purva Acharyas most likely. But this is most likely Panini is doing, this Gi Sanya. So he kept the old ones that he needed, he could use, and which are kind of unavoidable, but these he creates on his own. Now, sloka number 9, 10 in Gita says, Hetu nanina kaunteya jagad viparivartate. So hetu, it's ukaranta pratipadikam, it's rasa ukaranta pratipadikam. It doesn't have the word sakhi at all. It is not nadi sanya because nadi comes only in the feminine. So everything is satisfied to give that hetu a gi sanya. So when you have hetu plus ta, so far we have created the gi sanya. Of course, the sanya has to have prayojanam, and the prayojanam of this gi sanya is in 7.3. Towards the end of 7.3, Panini uses this gi sanya. Not only in 7.3, there are other places also. But for us, the section which is going to open up for us now is that once you have gi sanya, then we have to these rules become available to be used. Which, let's go there for a second. End of 7.3. It says achaghehe. This one achaghehe and ango nast. Last two rules. Achaghehe and ango nastriya. Anuvritya of ghehe comes there. We're going to use the 7.3.120 right now. Ango nastriya. That requires that the ghehe. So we have, when you have the angam has the gi sanya, then only that 7.3.119 and 7.3.120 can be used. So what does that 7.3.120 say? So we needed the gi sanya because of that. Because 7.3.119 and 7.3.120 requires the gi sanya. So unless we make sure we have that, we cannot use 7.3.120. So what does it say? Ghehe parasya angaha na syad astriyam. So ghehe parasya angaha na syad astriyam. So not in the feminine. We are not doing feminine right now, so that doesn't affect us right now. We're not doing feminine. So ghehe parasya. So we already established the fact that the word hetu or hari, as a matter of fact, or guru, they have the gi sanya, because one more time they are rasva ikaranta ukaranta, and it doesn't have nadi sanya because nadi is only in the feminine anyway. So they are, and not the word sakhi. Everything was satisfied. The word is this ang. Ang iti ta sanya. This ang was used apparently by the pre-Paniniya acharyas. So prachina sanya. So Panini refers to that sometimes also. So the ang is the same as the ta. So this was Siddhanta Kaumudi says ang iti ta sanya. So meaning is that following an angam having gi sanya, the affix ang is replaced by na, and ang is just a another name for the pratyaya ta. The entire ta becomes na. So of course ta has only one letter, which is anyway the adesha. It's an anekal adesha anyway. Anekal is sarvasya, but in any case the sthani has only one al. So the ta is a nit by chutu. So the entire thing goes away, and we get hetuna or guruna or harina. Of course, if you are doing harina, then we have to use the 842 atkapwanyam vavaya p for the natvam. But so hari plus ta, we will get. So now we have done 4 rules today. 4 rules today so far. We got jasicha, then we got rasvasya gunaha sambuddhav, then we got shesho giya sakhi, and then we did the ango nastriya. Maybe what all of you can do is that you can just write only these 7 rules that we did today. Every class we do maybe 5 or 10 or 3 or 4 or 6 or 7, whatever we do. For the next 2 weeks, maybe just revise them every day. Every day will take you like only maybe 1 or 2 minutes only will take you. Maybe 1 2 minutes only will take you. Just recite these 7 sutras. And in your mind, if you can remember what they do, or just look it up quickly for these 2 weeks. And of course, the Pura Patha, if you can do maybe once a week, that will be nice. So far we've done only 4 rules. Jasicha, Rasvasya Gunaha, Shesho Gya Sakhi, Ango Nastriyam. So these 4 we have done so far. And always repeat these Panini Sutra. They do have the power to give you the Vyakarana Kaushalyam. They do have like nothing else has that power, equivalent to these. So after some time, you start getting a feel for them. They have that kind of avarnaniya prabhavaha. There's something special is in them. That is, it's not beyond just analysis and kind of something apparent. There's something deep is in them. So you'll experience that also as you keep on repeating them. Ango nastriyam. So we'll become Hari plus Na, and then of course that is the 73120. And then finally, if you want, when you get the Natvam, the Nakara Desha will be, the Nimittam is the Refa, and only thing intervening is the E, which is an At. So we're going to get the Nakarasya Sthane Nakara Desha, because it is Samana Pade, everything is satisfied. Intervening is only an Vyavadhanam. We only have the At Vyavadhanam, so that doesn't stop the Adesha. So Harina by 842. We did this, I think, when we did, Ramayana and all that, we did all that. So At Kupwa Nyung Vavayapi, At Kupu. Just remember these three. At Kupu. So when we have the intervening by these three in any combination, Yatha Sambhavam Militayi Api, you don't get they don't stop the Adesha. So we get Harina by 842. Okay, so Guruna, Harina we got. Now the next two, there's nothing special really. We get Haribhyam and Haribhi. Now Rama Shabda we use Ato Bhisa Ais. Ato Bhisa Ais. That will not apply here because that's required Ataha. It's required Adantam Angam. We have the word Hari right now. So that condition will not. I'll always check these rules. Always keep on checking every single rule. Why did not apply here? Why it applied over there? What is there something stopping it? There's some condition for it. Maybe because so always keep on checking and double checking the vritti. So Atobhisais, what Sutram itself says, particularly when some anuvritti is coming down, that time you may have to check and double check. In this case, Sutram itself says Ataha Visais. Excuse me. So then it will not apply here, so you'll get only because this is not Akaranta Parivitkam. You're going to get Haribhe. Okay. Now when you say Hari plus Nye, let's look at that. So the Titya, Dvivachanam and Bahuvachanam is Spashtam. There is nothing. Vishesha Karyam Nasti. So we'll go to the Chaturthi Ekavachanam and get Hari plus Nye. Hari plus Nye. Okay. Now here we can do the remove the it letter by the Lashak Vatadite, and now we require a let's see if we require a new rule, because so far when we what did we use in Rama Shabda? Anybody? What did we use in Rama Shabda, Ravi? What did we use in Rama Shabda, Ravi?
Near Yaha.
Near Yaha was used. Well, Anuvritti of that was what was required for that?
Adantanga.
Adantama. Ataha was coming on the Vritti, near Yaha, because these are all coming in the, this will be in what, where will that be, Ravi, where will that sutram be?
I have no idea, Satish.
Now this one, see, this is a Pratyaya Adesha. It will be in this beginning of 7.1. Because most of Pratyaya Adeshas are given in 7.1 in the Puro Bhage. So all Atobisa Ais, Jasashoshi, all these sutras are in the beginning of 7.1. While here we are doing the left hand side work. In 7.3 we are doing the Anga Karyam on this side, The 7.1 we are doing the Pratyaya Adesha. So actually, having said that, we did the Ango Nastriyam, we just did that. The Ango Nastriyam, it came down here, okay, so this is an exception. Because the Sanya Ghi Pani wanted to use, So Anuvritti was used for the Ango Nastriyam. But mostly time, Prayana. So you get in 7.1 only this Pratyaya Adeshas come. And there in the Rama Shabda we had in the beginning part of it also. So from Ato Bhisa Ai starts the Anuvritti of Ataha. And near Yaha is coming over there. So that will not work for us near Yaha. Because the same thing, because Anuvritti of Ataha is coming down. Ataha is coming down. Okay. So just checking why that did not work for us, because those are only for, if you have, as Ravi said, if you have Adantamangam, then only we could use that near Yaha. So can we use anything else now? This sutram is now coming is Gher Niti. And what it says is that Gi Sanyakasya Niti Supi Gunaha. One more time. Gi Sanyakasya. If the Angam has Gi Sanya, and the Gi Sanya which you already saw, which is the Rasva Ikaranta, Ukaranta Pradipadikam, which doesn't have Nadi Sanya. And Nadi only comes in the feminine, so right now and which is not the word Sakhi. I keep on repeating that because these Sanyas are very important. because the sanyas trigger many operations. So sanyas are, in a way, they're easy also, but they're important to know all the details. So gi sanyakasya, which is satisfied for us. Niti, which is also satisfied because we have nye pratyaya. No? Supi also is satisfied because we have, is part of the su ojas samorte pratyahara of 412. Gunaha adesh, alontyasya. So the ending e or u will take the guna adesha. So the meaning, whether the English meanings are mine, so take them which, if something's wrong, just refer to the Sanskritam vritti which is given there. Anything what I say, always a disclaimer, is that if you, the main grantha Pramanam is Siddhanta Kaumudi and Kashika and Mahabhashyam and of course Panini Katyayana and Patanjali. Now what I am saying is only trying to repeat what they have said, trying to make it easy and hopefully a little bit helpful. But anything confused, whatever I say and what they say, you take what they say. So that is the Pramanam. So these English vrittis are written by me, so I think they're okay. But again, if there's a mistake, let me know. We'll correct that. So when you have the, because I think many of you, in the beginning you want to read in English only. That's why I'm putting these English vrittis for you. So, but that creates the risk of something being slightly wrong. So as I said, the vrittis are designed with extreme amount of care. Extreme, you cannot imagine how much care goes into a vritti. People spend literally hours and hours and weeks sometimes because some vrittis are very, very critical. One small thing might, trip something off. My English vrittis I just write, like on my own. So, okay. So when the nit sup pratyaya follows, which we have because the pratyaya nye has a nit, which is a sup pratyaya also, it's in the pratyahara sup. Then the gi sanyaka sangyasya guna adesha bhavati. So that we got guna substitution, and of course alontyasya will take the place of the ending letter. Alone, any adesha, as a general rule, comes only to of the ending letter, ending al, alaha antyasya. So the ending al only takes that adesha. So example in Gita 4.1, imam vivasvate yogam oktavanaham avyayam vivasvan manave praha manurikshvakave bravit. So vivasvan manave praha. This knowledge was given by Vivasvan to Manu. Manu ikshvakave bravit. So Manu gave it to Ikshvaku. This is about Chaturthis. So Manu plus Nye when you do, Manu has Gi Sanya because Rasai Ukaranta. It doesn't have Nari Sanya. It's not the word Sakhi. And so Niti, it will take, when the Niti, it will take the Guna Adesha. So it can become Mano. And then Echo Yavayava, even also, Echo Yavayava, Mano plus A becomes Manave by the Echo Yavayava. And of course the Lashakutadite, the as an it. In our case also, when we do this Hari plus Nye, same thing, Jher Niti, the Guna Adesha. So we're going to take Hare plus, and we can use the Lashakutadite and make this into A. One more thing, just as interesting point, is that remember the Akasame Dirgha. Akasame Dirgha is only for Ak plus Ak. So you should not get into the temptation of saying A plus A is I or something like that. That doesn't work. Akasame Dirgha is only for Ak plus Ak. Doesn't say anything about A plus A. A plus A doesn't become like something else, by Akasame Dirgha. So of course the A is already Dirgha, but just in case, some people say, okay, A plus A, O plus O, not like that. Only Ak plus Ak, only do the Akasame Dirgha. So here we can only, so we have so far used the Gauge Niti, and we, as I said, in 73111, and we also use the Nishakutadite, and finally only Echo Yavayavaha becomes Haraye, Echo Yavayavaha, Haraye, Echo Yavayavaha, Haraye. That is the 6178, Echo Yavayavaha, 73111. Okay, so what have we seen so far? We've seen the Jasicha, which is required. Okay, Ravi has a question. Okay, yes, Ravi?
Satish, the unrelated question.
Yes.
When you said Vivasvan Manave Praha,
yes.
There, how does Manu get the Chaturthi Vibhakti?
Chaturthi, because it is the, what this sutra will tell you.
It's not Sampradhanam, is it?
Yeah, it is Sampradhanam. Because of what is the Sampradhana Sanya? Karmana Yama Viprayati. Karmana Yama Viprayati.
Right.
Karmana Yama Viprayati. And this is Sampradhanam. So let's go there for a second. This one. Where would that be, Ravi?
2-3 somewhere.
2-3 you don't give the Chatri Vibhakti. You will not define Sampradhanam.
Oh, Sampradhanam Saugya is 1-4-32. I'm looking at the book.
Okay, very good. 1-4-32. Because Panini gives the Karaka labels in 1.4. In 1.4, Karmana Yama Viprayati Sa Sampradhanam. So let's look at the vritti for that. So vritti for that, let's 1-4-32. But the question was which Ravi is asking is that, so Vivasan Manave Praha. So Manave Praha is, how come Chaturthi we are getting? Because can we get Sampradhana Sanya here or no? And the answer is actually yes. Because there is a little bit of controversy on the Sutram. Karmana Yama Viprayati Sampradhanam. Because some acharyas say this can only be used for the dhatu da, only it can be used. It can only be used for the dhatu da. Because Sampradhanam, the dhatu da is in that, So, Karmana Karana Bhutena Karta Yama Viprayati Tatkar Sampradhanam Bhavati. Kashika says, Anvartha Sanya Vijnanat. Dadatir Karmana iti Vijnayate. So, some people say that this can only be for the dhatu da. But that doesn't explain many of the usages in language, Like for example, I think in Mahavashyam, there is a statement, I think, Upadhyaya Chatraya Chapetam Dadati. So, so he gives, that's also a different example. But, but I think that's a different case, I'm sorry. But what I'm saying is that this is not only for the karma, the intention of he told it for whose benefit, If it's not dhatu da, even other dhatus also, if we can, the action is done for the benefit of whom, Karmana yam abhiprayati. So this knowledge was given for the intention of whom. So the target of that knowledge was whom? Was for Manu. So you can use this same 1-4-32 to get a Sampradhana Sanya. Even though technically speaking, some people say it can only for dhatu da. If you can extend that a little bit of extension of that, then get Sampradhana Sanya, then Chaturi Sampradhana you can use then that one in 2.3.
Okay.
So that's how you get it. So okay. All right. So let's go back to what we have seen so far. Okay. So look at the list of sutras. So Jasicha we use in the Prathama Bhavachanam, made it Hare. Then we use Aswasya Guna to make it in the Sambuddha, make it He Hare. Then we use Shesho Ghiya Sakhi, we got the Gisanya, and then Angona Striyam we used to make the word Harina. That's the 4th sutram. 5th one we use Ghe Niti, we just used it. Then we have Hari plus Nye. We made it because Hari has Gisanya, we did Guna Adesha, make it Hare plus Nye. Echo Yava make it Haraye. Okay, now in the Chaturthi Divachanam, Bahuvachanam, nothing special, Visheshakaryam Nasti. We get Hari Bhyam, Hari Bhya. And Ravi has a question. Yes, yes, Ravi?
Satishi, I didn't have a question.
Okay, I think I didn't put your hand down. Okay. So we have now Hari Bhyam, Hari Bhya. Now comes the Panchami Ekavachanam. Nyasi Nasoscha. Nyasi Nasoscha. Okay, let's do this one. Nyasi Nasoscha. Let us first use the sutra which you just learned, which is the Gher Niti. We'll use that because Nyat means all these 4 pratyas. Chaturthi, Panchami, Shashti, Saptami, Ekavachanam. Nye, Nyasi, Nyas, and Ni. These 4 are Nyat pratyas in the sup. Within the pratyahara sup, these are the 4 Nyat pratyas. So let us take the Hari plus Nyasi. Okay, so we can use the sutra which we just used, which was the Gher Nyati, and to the Guna Adesha. We get Hare plus Nyasi. Of course, in the Nyasi, actually that E is an it by Upadesha is an Nasika it. So Hare plus, if you do the remove the it letters, we get what? Dashakvatadite, then Nakara si it sanya bhavati, and then Ikara by Upadeshyadananasika it. The question is that do we need here now Nibhuvakta to Smaha over here or no? Do we need that? Nibhuvakta to Smaha. Is that required here? What do you think, Karthik?
No, because it is not the Antyam hal,
Yes.
so anyway it won't do.
Correct, because that's only an apavada for halantyam. Here this sakara is not anta sakara. So we don't need vivakta to smaha over here. So only the upadesha ajnanasika it and the lashakvatadite. So we get the hare plus us. So what have we used so far? We used the niti gunadesha. Then we used upadesha ajnanasika it, lashakvatadite, and we got this one. Okay, now normally what would have had? You would have had the Echo Yava Yava coming over here, and not the ing of Padanta Dati, because this ing is not Padanta ing. The Hare we have the A followed by Ati, but that's not Padanta A. The only thing we should have put have come here would have been the Echo Yava Yava. Become Hare Yaha again. But that's what we don't want. So there's a special rule which comes here and says that Nyasi Nyasoscha. Nyasi Nyasoscha. And this is in the pur eka pura parayoho, in that adhikara. Come the sutram, it says engaha nyasi nyasorati. If you have the eng preceding, eng means what? A or o, and followed by the akara of nyasi or nyas, nyasi nyasoho ati. Pura rupam ekadesha. So an ekadesha of that eng, only that eng remains, and as a single substitute between the eng and the akara of nyasi or nyas. So in place of preceding eng and the following rasva akara of the affix nyasi or nyas, there is an ekadesha of the former member. From ami purva, anuvrutti of purva is coming from ami purva. So that's the eng letter. So in Gita example was in the Latin second last shloka. Tatya sanskritya rupamathyadbhutam harehe Vismayome Mahan Rajan Rishyami Cha Punaha. So having remembered that form of Lord Hari, Sanjaya says, I rejoice again and again. Rupam Atyadbhutam Harehe. Of course in this Harehe the pratyaya is Nyas, but the same rules apply over here also. It's because Nyasi Nyasoscha, right? So this Nyasi or Nyas following doesn't matter. And of course the same thing, the Gher Niti, both rules will apply equally for Nyasi and Nyas. So as a general rule, you'll have the same form for the Panchami and Shashti Ekvachanam of these Gisanyaka Pratipadikam. So when you have the Guroho, Harehe, same form, which makes it a little bit awesome to remember. When you're trying to figure out what Vibhakti it might be, you're going to have the same form. So you have to see from the context. But as a rough statement, the Shashti is much more common than Panchami. Much more common. That's why I found the Shashti example in Gita. Not given I couldn't find easily a Panchami example, but I found the Shashti examples that are very easy to find out. So Rupam Atyadbhutam Harehe. Harehe Rupam. Samsmritya. What Sanjaya says. Having remembered, recollecting the form of Hari. Mr. Vishwarupa Darshanam in that form. So Hari plus Nyas, again we get the Ghed Niti, Gunadesha, because the Hari has Gisanya, which you already saw many times today. Satya is Nyat. So we do the Sthanantara Tamaha, the Ekara Adesha in place of E, plus Hara A plus us, and remove these letters by, in this case we need the Navivakta to Smaha. So this Sakara from Nyas is Antya Sakara. So Halantyamiti Sutrena, Tasya Itsanya Prapta. We would have had Itsanya would have come for that Sakara. Navivakta to Smaha stops that. In the case of Nyasi, we don't need it because Karthik said that Ikara was not in the Sakara was not in Antya Sakara in Nyasi. In Nyas it is Antya Sakara, so we have to use the Navivakta to Smaha to stop the Isinya Nishedhartham. And then we get the, using this rule Nyasi Nyasoscha, between this Ekara of the Angam Hare and the Akara of the Pratyaya Nyas, we get the Pura Rupam Ekadesha become Hares. Then the usual, the Sasajusho Ruhu and Karavasanu Visajaniya Harehe. So Harehe. So this is what the sixth rule for today. Nyasi nyasoscha. What is this is in the Puraparyoho Ekadesha. This is the thing, if you have to do it in the Ashtadhyayi way, look how many we are jumping from so many sections, because this is 6.1. It's a Varna Niyamaha. It's only different on the two letters. Nothing to do with Pratyaha or this or that. Of course, it mentions Nyasi and Nyas. So in the case it does depend on the Pratyahas being there, but this is not in Angasya Adhikara. 6.1.1.10. It depends. It's only between the two letters. There's a Ekadesha. This is 6.1. Then we went to 7.3, Gerniti. Then another one from 7.3. Then we had one from 1.4 to get the Sanya. Gi Sanya this comes in 1.4. Then we had one more from 7.3. And then so most of them are from 7.3, Anga Karyam. But we need to pick out one or two. We had to get the Gi Sanya from 1.4 or 7. And we had to get the Purapura Ekadesha for the Nyasi and Nyas, that we had to go to 6.1 in that Adhikara. Okay, so that gives us Harehe as a form in the Panchami Ekavachanam and Shashti Ekavachanam, both Harehe, Harehe. Of course, when you do the Panchami Dvivachanam, nothing special. Haribhyam, Haribhyaha. Now, Shashti also, when we get, how about this Shashti Dvivachanam? Anything here? Anything special in Shashti Dvivachanam? Anything special? There is nothing special. I think there's nothing special in Shashti Dvivachanam, because when we had the Pratyaya Os, so again, this one, let's finish off this one. We get the form Harehe by the 6.1. So Harehe, we got this form. We did the Nyasina Soscha, and then of course the Tripadi Karyam Sasajusho Ruho Karavasanayor Visajaniyaha. So that was that. Now when we took out the Shashti Dvivachanam, I don't think there's anything special there, only Iko and Achi, and then after that, of course, the Sasajusho Ruho Karavasana Visajaniyaha. So Haryoho. But okay, let's look at one more thing, one interesting point. I was not thinking of that when I put the document. Well, let us see that. Let's finish this one. Only Iko and Achi, and then of course Sasajusho Ruho and Karavasana Visajaniha will get Haryoho. Okay, now when you take Guru Shabda, we go through the same steps. We'll get Gurvoho. Gurvoho. Okay. If you do Vayu Shabda, you get Vaivoho. Same things. Just the Vayu. So Vaivoho. Now let me pick Karthik's brain. Let me see if he has a suggestion for you. So Karthik, what is the strange about this form Vaivoho?
It's the Lobo Vyorvali is not applying.
Vasu had also a question about, let's see, Vasu?
Yeah, usual typo observation here.
Oh, why? I'm sorry. Yes. Good. We have.
No more intelligent contribution.
Good. That's not. We need that. I'm sorry. Thank you. Why? Thank you. What do you think, Karthik? What could be a special prize for you today? Can you quote me a Panini Sutram that Panini has not respected the Lopo Vyorvali? Can we use as a pramanam for us to say that in Vaivoho we may have a license to maybe ignore Lopo Vyorvali? For the benefit of the rest of the class.
Is it the Evo Riyangovanga Sutram?
Yeah, that's one. So Achinazatu Bruvam. Okay, we'll go through that for a second. The rest of the class, what class is saying is that the Sutram called Lopo Vyorvali is that when you have a Lopo Vyor, so Vakara or Yakara, followed by one letter. Val means what? Hal minus Ya is Val. So the Vakara, of course, is a Val. So here you have the Yakara, which is, followed by a Val letter. So technically speaking, that Yakara should drop in Vaivoho. But it is not dropping. Vaivoho is the final form. So now, what do we do now? How do we justify that Vakara remaining there? Justification which they give is that if that Vakara is coming through a Yan Sandhi route, the Yan Adesha, in that case, don't apply Lopo Vyorvali. Okay, this is getting a little bit too advanced, but I just want to mention on the side. If you don't understand this, don't worry about it. But the sutra that we are trying to avoid is lopo vyor. That sutra we're going to see. It's going to come to us, not maybe somebody. It's going to come to us. Lopo vyor Vali says in the entire language there can be no yakara or vakara followed by one letter. That yakara or vakara should drop. You can check that in Gita, by the way. Like you say nyayam va nyayam. It's a yakara followed by yakara, not yakara by vakara. So the yakara can be the earlier member of a conjunct, as long as is followed by not a one letter. Means only ya and ya is allowed. Ya anything else, any other hull, that ya will drop. Ya or wo also. So ya or wo drops, followed by one letter. Val means from the when you see the Maharshi Sutra and Haya Varat learned. So it's all houses except the yakara. So in Vaivoho we have the yakara followed by one letter. That yakara should have dropped. What sutram is lopo vyorvali, Karthik? What number is that?
I don't know the number of that.
Okay, that will be in 6-1, I think, right below our Halni Abhyo somewhere there. No, before that, because lopo anuvritti should come down from there. Lopo vyorvali anuvritti comes down into Halni Abhyo. So 6-166 doesn't apply. 6-166. Now I was asking Karthik, can we find the rule which Panini himself has not respected this rule in the Ashtadhyayi? So this is a bit dangerous. Okay, we should not do this all the time. But I think we have to find some justification to not drop the yakara of the Vaivoho. And I think, and this is a little bit of my own thinking, so take it for whatever it is worth. But I think in this Sutram 6-4, in the what is it, 77 is it? See, yuvoho. Panini has used yuvoho. So he has done e and the u. This is the Paripadikam is u and make yuvoho. It's almost unpronounceable. But achishnu dhatu bhruvam yuvoho. So there he has kept the yakara, even though it is followed by one letter. And this vakara is coming with the same thing, just like vayu you had the Paripadikam u. E and u became u. So it became yuvoho. So this can become a nyapaka for us to justify not dropping the yakara in this dual form. When you have this u anta, this pradipadikam. So good. So I'll mention that in the class, but again, this is my own little thinking a little bit. I don't know if I've seen this anywhere, mentioned in any Mahabharata, something like that. But the fact is the form is vaivoho. That is one thing correct. There's vivada nasti tatra. There's no debate on that. Second thing is that lopo vyorvali should have applied there. There's also no way out of that. So now we have to justify some way, and this might be one way of saying 6477 is Panini's usage. It's what's called a nyapaka. Nyapaka is a technical term. That gives an indication, the license to the suggestion that this is what is to be done. So rather than writing a new rule, Panini will just make the usage himself. So that becomes a authority for us to to follow. Okay, so I just mentioned over here. Okay, thank you, Karthik. So we'll put that one over here. So in Vaivoho, so 6-116, 6-166, not applied. Probably on basis of the Panini Prayogaha. Or we can say the Nyapakaha. The word should be Nyapakaha really. Nyapaka is the correct technical term from that, which is Nyapakaha of 6477. I just put, again, maybe we'll put, okay. Okay, so that's fine. So now we got, anyway, Hariyoho, and then Guruvoho, same thing, Hariyoho, Guruvoho. So Vasu has a question. Let's see what Vasu is saying. Yes, Vasu.
Satishji, what is the English meaning of Nyapaka?
Yeah, one who informs you, informant. So makes one that which makes you know. It's a causative form. It's the one who makes the one who makes you know.
In vernacular Tamil, Nyapakam means that which you remember.
Oh yeah, which makes you know, which kind of gives
which you remember.
So it's
And it was so funny when I was a kid, when in a Hindi class, I used the word Nyapaka to mean that I didn't remember. And the Hindi teacher, he said there is no Hindi word like that.
this in Hindi also there'll be a word like that, but it may not be common in Hindi. But some Samskritam word. But in Vyakaranam, it is an indication, that
Indication.
and
Okay.
hint.
That which is like a mnemonic.
Yeah, no, not mnemonic. It's more like a hint, hint, suggestion, hint, indication, so that indicator. Actually, indicator is probably the main, maybe a good translation of that, So let's see, if you want, we can just quickly see what Apteji says for Nyapakaha. Let's see, Nyapakaha, because in Vyakaranam it takes a special meaning with the so anytime Panini indicates something like indirect indication, not a direct rule, but indirect indication, then it's called Nyapakaha. So let's see, Nyapakaha is making known, teaching, informing, indicating. Nyapakaha is a teacher, a commander. Nyapakam is significant expression, a suggestive rule or precept. So implying something more than what is actually expressed by the words of those rules. Yeah, so maybe in Tamil it might have taken a special meaning. That's what it means, an indicator, suggestor, that's what it means. Okay, so I think we need only one more rule for today. So this will be the Dvivachanam. Now in the Bahuvachanam, of course, Hari plus Am, the same two rules. Who wants to do that quickly for me? Who can do it? Prasanna can do it, right? Let's say Hari plus Am, what should we do, Prasanna?
Yes, Hari plus
Like same rules as in Ramayana. So what do you do?
Ramashabda. Okay.
So let's start with Hari plus Am. So Rasvanidyaponut.
Nut, yes, 7154.
Yeah, Rasvanidyaponut. So if you have the Rasvan Tangam, which you do have, or Nadi or Ab, which you don't have right now, they get that Am takes the Nut Agamaha, Adyantau Takitau, so basically it becomes Nam. So so let's put that. So we have Hari plus Nam by Rasvanadyapo Nut. Rasvanadyapo Nut. And
Nami comes in, right?
Then Nami comes in, Nami.
Yeah.
So 7154 was done. The Nut Agamaha, along same as in Ramashabda, by the Adyantau Takitau. Then Nami Dirgha. What's that? 614 is it? 644?
Yeah, 643.
643, I was close. 643. So then that makes it, when Nam follows, then the prior vowel takes Dirgha. So Anurutya of Dirgha is coming there. So Hari, and then we get Nam by 643. And finally what?
Rashabhyam no nasamanavadi.
We have to use the Atkupvan.
Atkupvan, yeah, okay.
Because the intervention of E is there.
Yes.
So even though, because that 841 can only be used when there is no intervention, no Vyavadhanam. Okay. But here we have Vyavadhanam of the At. So same by 842, we'll get the form Harinam. Harinam. So Harinam. Okay, Gita example, thank you. So Gita example for you of this Shashti Bahuvachanam is the, I didn't give any Gita example. Any Gita example? Muninamapyam Vyasaha. 10th chapter of Gita. Muninamapyam Vyasaha. Muninam Vyasaha. So Muninam Madhye. It is the Nidharana Shashti. Among the Munis am Vyasaha. Muninam Vyasaha. Muninapyam Vyasaha. Muninam. Okay. Now the Saptami Ekvachanam is the last sutram for the day, which is Acchagehe. Let's look at the Acchagehe sutram. And what does that say? Acchagehe. Acchagehe. Idudbhyam uttarasya. Idudbhyam uttarasya. I hope you can follow these simple vrittis. I hope you're not too scared by the vrittis. Try to read them and understand them the best as you can. Id udbhyam uttarasya. Nyehe out. So if you have the pratyaya ni following a short e or short u ending on angam, which we do have because of Hari or Guru, idudbhyam uttarasya. That near is replaced by out. Is replaced by au. Near out. And gher accha. And the angam. So pratyaya ni becomes out. And the angam takes the at adesha alontyasya. The ending letter of the angam becomes an akara. So this thing is doing two things. The ududbhyam uttarasya near out. That's the first adesha. Second thing says ghehe accha. Now how do we get all this meaning? Because where in the world is out come from? It's not in this sutram, and the ghehe also is not in this sutram. That must be from the prior rules. Let's go there quickly. So the danger of doing it like this is you lose the Ashtadhyayi orders. Always keep one eye on the Ashtadhyayi. When you do any of these things, please keep one eye on this. Don't lose that. That's the biggest danger of doing what we are doing, is that you lose the Ashtadhyayi sequence. And that is the Mula Parampara. Siddhanta Kaumudi is very good. It will do the job for us. But please, 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 even Bhattu Dikshita, even the composer of Siddhanta Kaumudi, that was not his first text, by the way. He was actually a writer of many books. You know, it's amazing how many books these people write. I don't know how they do it. For us, doing one class is such a big thing for us. One class, we're only doing lagu we are doing. And these people, they write, you know, like I think he wrote maybe like probably 50 books or so, something like that. Siddhanta Kaumudi is the main text of that, Bhattu Dikshita. Even Nagesha Bhatta, he lived up to the age of 100. He wrote like 100 books, like 50 books these people write. Anyway, so even Siddhanta Kaumudi, Bhattu Dikshita, his first text was not Siddhanta Kaumudi. He wrote a commentary called Shabda Kaustubha, which is on the Ashtadhyayi. And only after that he wrote Siddhanta Kaumudi. Of course, now nobody reads the other books. Mostly read only the Siddhanta Kaumudi. But please don't lose the Ashtadhyayi sequence. Okay, please don't lose that. So Achaghe is coming down here. Further, we had this Nye Anurutti coming from 73116 Nye. Idudbhyam from 117 and out from 118. So Adesha for Nye, falling for the Ni. But Nye is the Shashti of Ni. We just learned that, right? The Harehe, we just went through that. So Nye is a Shashti Bhakti of Ni. By doing the Ghe Niti Gunaha and Nyasina Soshcha, we got Nye as Shashti of Ni, just like Harehe is Shashti of Hari. So Idudbhyam is from 117, out is from 118, and then finally Achaghe. So Nye, Idudbhyam out, and Achaghe. So two things that have anuvritti of this Nye, Idudbhyam out is coming over here. So following the short E or short two ending Pratipadikam, the Pratyani takes the Adesha out, and the Achaghe means that the if you have the Anga as a Gisanya, then you get the At Adesha. So that's how this 7-3 is constructed. So we have to keep that in mind. Okay, actually the Idudbhyam also is coming. Anuvritti of Nadi is coming up to Idudbhyam, and then from there is coming. So different anuvrittis are going to different places in that sequence. But the one that we only need is the one which is 73119, and that is saying that if we have a Gisanya, and if we short E, short two ending Pratipadikam, then Pratyaya Ni is falling. That Ni becomes Au, and for that ending E or U of the Pratipadikam becomes a Rasvakara Adesha with the two operations. So Dvau Adesha Ustaha, simultaneously they happen. So let's see now. What if you want to do Achaghe. So Hari plus Ni. So we apply that one rule Achaghe. We just two operations for us. That ending E will become an At, and the Ni will become Au. So this by the single rule 73118. I'm sorry, 119. I'm sorry, 119. Do you have the right number here? Just checking the number. Yeah, it's the right number. Check correct. 119. Correct number here. Yeah, 119. Correct. 73119 is a sutram. Anuvritti coming off the Nehe out Idudbhyam. So that all that is coming here. So we get these two Adesha, and after that, of course, we just do the Vruddhi Rechi. Vruddhi Rechi becomes Harao. Now this is the reason why. The Harishabda and the Guru Shabda have the same forms, because all the rules that we used today, they apply equally to both of them. They equally to both of them. Of course, when you do the guna, it becomes hare and gurave. The rules apply. The same rules apply in both cases. Same rules apply in both cases. They both get the ghi sanya, and both are rasvanta pratipadikam. They don't have nadi sanya. They're all in the masculine only. So in fact, this is confusing because if you see, like, guru shabda, you will expect some different form, which is the same form. Gurau and harau. Gurau and harau. In fact, there's a shloka for this also somewhere, I think. Yata bhakti harau tatha gurau. So in the devotion you have towards Hari, you should have towards your guru also. So anyway, so this harau and gurau is the same form because it's achaghehe, removes that ending e or u and makes it into an akara, and then the Vriddhi Rechi will give the same form, gurau and harau. I was hoping to do some practice today, but we are out of time now. But let's look at these 5 rules that we did today, and maybe we'll do a small practice, maybe a couple of minutes. Okay. So the rules we do as is jasicha. Jasicha anuvritti required is rasvantangasya. So in this is the prathama bahuvachanam. If you have a rasam is ach, when you ach ending pratipadikam with short ach ending rasvanta, it takes guna. So hari becomes hare, then followed by just becomes harayaha. Harayaha, we got that form. Then we use rasvasya guna sambuddhau. So hari plus su becomes hare plus su, and then eng rasva sambuddhe. Same sutram we had in Rama Shabda, we made he hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Then the Shesho Ghiya Sakhi, which was the important sanya, we only learned one sanya today, is the Ghi sanya. Please remember this sanya, which is required the short EU ending term, not the word Sakhi. Sakhi doesn't get this Ghi sanya. Should not have Nadi sanya. Nadi sanya only the feminine, we will see later on. It doesn't affect us right now. And we use the Ghi sanya to trigger his next operations. Angona striyam, which is the ang is the titya ekavachanam, same pratyaya sta, and we can make the adesh of na. We got the word harina, guruna, hetuna. Angona astriyam. Why this astriyam? It will not happen in the feminine. So even though mati may have the gi sanya, it become matya. It will not become matina. So if you see the form matya or buddhya, Kayana Manasa Buddhya Kevadarindayarapire, Bhagavad Gita. Kayana Manasa Buddhya. If I became Buddhya, that should tell you immediately it must be a Stilinga Pratipadikam. Otherwise, Ango Na Striyam, you would have had the becoming Na. So that Astriyam, because that's how it become Buddhya, Matya and all that. So there's only Iko and Achi. Mati or Buddhi plus when you do Ta, only Iko and Achi only apply over there. Okay. And then we got Ghed Niti, again we require the Ghi Sanya, is that in those 4 places, the Nye, Nyasi, Nyas, and Ni. Of course, in case of Ni, we had a special rule, but in those remaining 3 cases, we get the Guna Desha. So we had, then when we did the Chaturthi Ekavachanam, we got Manu became Mano, become Manave, Gurave Namaha, Hare Namaha, Manave Praha. So that's the sutram, Ghed Niti. And Nyasina Soshcha was a Varna Niyamaha between the ending eng followed by the akara, swakara of Nyasi or Nyas. The Pura Parayoha Ekadesha is the Pura Rupam Ekadesha. Only that eng remains in place of those 2. We got Harehe, Munehe, Guroho, etc. Well, this rule is, notice this thing. This rule, I know we are out of time. This rule is not only for Gisanyakas, okay? If you like a word like go, for example, Pratipadikam go, it also become goho. So that's why these rules, these are different domains. This was only for Ghed Niti, But this one is not. This Nyasina Sosh is not only for Ghi. We got the guna by the Ghed Niti. We got Harehe or Guroho. That's okay. But even if you use Pratipadikam is go to begin with, it will become goho. So the Nyasina Sosh is not limited to only the Gisanyakas. It only requires the Eng Antam to be there and followed by the Akar of Nyasyanas. How that Eng came, we did not say. That in the case of Hari or Go, it comes by Guna, by Ghed Niti. In the case of Go, it is already there in the Pratipadikam. So this apply also to like goho. Okay. So this is not only for Gisanyakas. And then the last sutram we saw was the Achaghehe. We say in the this has anuvritti coming. In place of me you put out, and in the place of the angam you put at. So when you did hari plus me, we get hara plus au becomes harau. Again, the same form in Guru Shabda would be confusing, but harau and gurau is the same. One is ikaranta, one is ukaranta. You get the same saptami ekavachanam, harau and gurau. Okay, no time for practice. Maybe next time, maybe I'll try to keep some time for practice. Please practice. You know what I can suggest to you? Maybe please post any examples you can get from Gita. Maybe how about that? Each one of you can post some examples with the sutram if you can. Even small examples, you know, one sutram, mini sutram, whatever you can do. If you can post that. And other people in the group, like correct, you know, we have, you know, Ravi, Karthik, and even other people. There are many people who actually are on the list of this class. They don't attend the class. Many people who are on the list who will check your comments and we will respond to you. So please, if you can find some, you know, how about homework like this for you? You can find any projects in the Gita which are the Gita Sanya. There are many of them are there. If you can use any of these rules, or even use other rules also, even the old rules, and you can get some form. If you can post maybe 2, 3, 4, whatever you can, will increase the interest, and people will, you know, can practice. Without practice, nothing. Because see, right now everything is clear to you, I think, but kind of clear. But now, if you ask this to form like a month from now, it'll be, you know, it'll be not that clear. Only practice and really teaching somebody else afterward. But first, practice yourself. Okay, I'll stay back for questions. Ramo Rajamanisada Vijayate Ramam Ramesham Bhaje Ramena Vihata Nishacharachamu Ramaya Tasmai Namaha Raman Nasti Paranam Parataram Ramasya Dasosmyaham Rame Chitrale Sada Bhautame Bhaurama Mudhara Rama Rameti Rameti Rame Rame Manorame Sahasranama Tattvalyam Ramanama Varanane Shri Ramanama Varanana Ondama Iti. So this is class number 79, June 26, 2:30 to 4. We're coming back in 20 minutes with Ramayanam. Start at 4:30, and next class will be the next class. We'll have the next class in July after that. Okay, any questions? Karthik has a question. Yes, Karthik.
Satiji, I just had a small doubt about the out adesha.
Yes.
Like ni gets the out adesha, and the takara is because of taparas tatkalasya. He just wants to have he doesn't want the pluta adesha to come, because anyway it doesn't have a harasva. But,
no. Pluta will not come anyway. Tell me why.
I don't know.
Okay, I think you know the sutram. Anudit savarnasya cha pratyaya, right? Anudit savarnasya cha pratyaya. You know the sutram? Anudit savarnasya cha pratyaya, right? Savarna.
Oh, it's apratyaya.
Apratyaya.
Okay.
And in that sutram,
But
the Vyakaranam is pratiyate vidhiyate iti pratyaya.
Pratyaya. Okay.
So anything which is ordained, which is prescribed. Now out is prescribed. So like, you know, it will never stand for savarnas anyway.
But then why does he have the takara? Because takara now actually cannot drop by navibhakto tusma. It has thanivat bhava with ni.
Navibhakto tusma. How about that? Is that going to be effect? Is that going to come in and become, you know? But right now it is before coming. It's only an adesha, isn't it? So even before it comes in, can you remove the takara and then make the substitution? See, out doesn't have the sanya of the vibhakti until it comes in place of the ni, doesn't it?
Yeah.
So when you see the adesha out at that stage itself, you can remove the takara bhalantyam and then put it inside, and make it. Then after that, it doesn't have. No, see.
Okay.
But in the adesha avastha itself, you can remove that takara bhalantyam.
Okay.
It doesn't have the pratyaya sanya until it comes and it's in place of the. Okay, so that's but yeah. Otherwise, there's no savarna possible here because pratyate vidyate the pratyaya. So this is the